Can anybody go into New Orleans and beat the Saints? Tough question, you know. Kowalski, that's a good question there, Kowalski. Thank you for bringing this up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, let's get right into this. Can anybody go to New Orleans and beat the Saints? The Saints this year are as good as ever. The offense is ranked 6th. Defense is ranked 13th. Passing is ranked 11th. And rushing is ranked 10th. Drew Brees looking like the stud quarterback like he always has been. Hashtag Drew Brees owns the South. And I'm not a Saints fan, but I do have a lot of respect of Drew Brees. I really do. So, who can go in New Orleans and beat the Saints? Personally, and I really do mean this, no one. Now look, I know many people think there is a way for someone to go in that stadium and actually beat the Saints. But no one can. If I had to give you a choice, personally, it comes down to the Rams or the Bears. Now, I can't give the Cowboys a shot. Yes, they did beat New Orleans. They did. At Dallas. This is New Orleans. A team that is better at home than on the road. The Saints are a better team. We all know this. They're better at home than they are on the road. They could be easily 15-1. You know, they should have never lost to Tampa Bay, but somehow they did. The Saints, though every time I think about the Saints, the one person I think is my mind, Drew Brees. And how you can stop Drew Brees? How do you stop him? This is where, to me, like, teams like the Rams and the Bears could beat them. The Bears, I think, would give a great defensive stops. It would be the secondary and Mac of the Bears versus that Drew Brees and that high-power offense. And the Bears' defense this year has been outstanding. Not mostly because of Mac, but a lot of times it has been Mac. The Bears' defense this year is literally ranked 4. Fourth best defense in the NFL is the Chicago Bears. Now, what about the Rams? The Rams, it would be high-power offense versus high-power offense. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the Rams did go try to beat New Orleans, but it didn't work out. It just didn't. The Rams are the number 2 offense, 16th on the defense, 4th in the passing, and 3rd in rushing. Now, you can make a debate about that, whichever you want. You can make a debate about who would beat what, the Rams or the Bears. Personally, to me, I personally don't think any of these teams got a shot. If I had to say literally one, I would have to say Rams. I know when I said the Bears have the better defense, and trust me, they do. But even though those big star names that the Rams have not a lot of time work, but there's a part of me that feels like it has to work. It has to. The Bears won't have a bye. They would literally have to try to go all the way to New Orleans. That means they would have to play the Rams again. And I personally think that that's going to happen. I think Rams and Bears will play again in the playoffs. And the more we look about those two teams, I still personally don't think any of them have a shot. Now, what about Dallas? Yes, like I said, Dallas did beat New Orleans. But can we be real for 1 sec, though? Do you really have faith in Dallas? I don't care if the Dallas Cowboys made the playoffs. I don't care. Dallas's stats. Let me get you what Dallas overall on offense, defense, passing, and rushing are. They're the 23rd offense, 6th best defense, 24th in passing, but 6th on the run. But here's the thing, though. Who's Dallas first going to run into? And would you have faith in Dallas being that 1-2, whoever they play? Because to me, Dallas only literally just has one guy on the players to have, to me, the most experience, and that's Sean Lee on the defense. And Dak Prescott so far in his career, even though it has been just one playoff game, he looks like a quarterback sometimes that like I compare to like an Andy Dalton. What do I mean by that? I'm saying that like in the way of he can look good in the regular season, but different in the playoffs. Now it depends who he runs into. Does he run into Philadelphia? Yeah, we'll give him a shot. If they run into Seattle, I'm going to say no to that because I feel like Seattle would beat Dallas because they know how to find a way to stop Zeke in the last 2 years, and the offensive line has not changed. And can you really doubt Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson? Could Minnesota go play Dallas at Dallas and beat them? I don't know about that. But personally, I would not give Dallas a shot. Do I give Seattle a shot? Personally, no. And I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm being serious about this. It will be so hard to go to New Orleans and play them in their stadium. And like I said, I don't think that anybody can beat them. I don't think anybody could beat the Saints. Even my Seahawks can't beat the Saints. And you look at the playoff picture so far, unless Eagles make it, if the Vikings make the playoffs, you will literally have 2 quarterbacks in the NFC that have more experience in postseason. Kirk Cousins has never won a playoff game. Trubisky's finally getting to his first ever playoffs. The Rams haven't won one yet. Dak hasn't won one yet. But yet Wilson and Drew Brees so far, if this keeps going, if the Vikings make it, because if Nick Foles and the Eagles make it, then that's a different story. But so far, I understand if you want to trust the most experienced quarterback, but I don't see Seattle going to New Orleans and beat the Saints. I just don't. Could Eagles do it? No, absolutely not. The Eagles are too injured almost everywhere. Could the Vikings? No. Kirk Cousins, I'm not relying on it. I don't have faith in. If, like I said before, to me it comes down to Bears and Rams. Personally, it would be, to me, the Rams. Because the Rams, to me, are a little bit more complete team. The Bears, offensively, is ranked 21st. Number 20 in the pass and number 14th in the rushing. Rams, like I said earlier, number 4 in the pass and number 3 in the rushing. That's the second best offense. Against that Saints defense, and the Saints defense overall is ranked 13th. So honestly, like I said, I give it to the Rams. But really, there is no one in the NFC to me that can go to New Orleans and beat the Saints. Well, a Super Bowl. Could Kansas City? I have no faith in Kansas City. In fact, they're not going to the Super Bowl. Could the Patriots? Now, without Josh Gordon? I don't know. I personally don't know, but maybe they could. Could the Chargers? I could see the Chargers. Because the Chargers are a more complete team. They have a better running game than the Patriots. Wide receiver core? Maybe. Defense? Absolutely. And Could Texans? No. Titans or Colts? No. Could Ravens? Yeah, probably, because of that defense. Could Pittsburgh, since they're still alive? Heck no. Really, the only team I can see in the playoffs really, truly beat the Saints in a Super Bowl is probably the Patriots and the Chargers. Those are the only two teams that I could see that could beat the Saints. Who would I prefer to beat the Saints? I would say the Chargers, because of the fact that the Chargers are a more complete, better team than the Patriots. And like I said, if I had to give a choice in the NFC, I would have to say Rams. But I'm not really giving them a huge shot. I just can't. I just can't give them a huge shot. I'm not gonna give Seattle a huge shot. I'm not gonna give Dallas a huge shot. Eagles, Vikings, I'm not gonna give them a huge shot. Bears and Rams, I'll give them a slight shot, but not a big shot, because you gotta remember, it's at New Orleans. They're the number 1 seed, and the season of the Saints just reminds me of the year they went to the Super Bowl. It just does. I look at everybody right now that can really stand a chance. There's only 2 teams that can stand a chance, but they're both in the AFC. It's Patriots and Chargers. The more I think about people trying to say anybody can beat the Saints in their stadium, I really can't see anybody. And like I said, the only team I could see in the NFC is the Rams, but not in a long shot, just in a short shot. But do remember who's that quarterback for the Saints. His name? Drew Brees. How are you going to stop him? How are you going to stop that quarterback who is playing in a high MVP level? He is playing in a high MVP level. The best he has ever played in his career. And I personally would love to see him play against the Chargers and beat them, because of all what the Chargers did to him. Let him go, not give him a shot. I would love to see that. I think a lot of people would. Personally, I think it'll be probably near the end. Saints and Patriots. Sadly. But remember though, if I had nobody, I don't think in the NFC can really beat the Saints. But who do you guys think can beat the Saints in the NFC? And who in the Super Bowl could beat the Saints? Because to me, it's either the Patriots or the Chargers. But I don't think the Chargers, because I don't think they'll win the AFC West. It'll be amazing if they do. But I don't think the Chargers will go to the AFC Championship game, though. I just don't. Because you either gotta go. They could have a shot. But if they play the Ravens, I don't think I would give them a shot. Personally, I would not give them a shot. The shot against the Ravens. I just wouldn't. But the Ravens, I think, like I said, I think they could. But the problem is, can we trust Lamar Jackson in the biggest stage of his life? Can we really trust him for a rookie quarterback? But do we trust the Ravens more? I mean, yes, the Ravens are probably the more biggest threat in the playoffs. I think they're the biggest threat, not Seattle or Dallas or Chicago or Texans. I think it's the Ravens, and if they make it, it's only if. Because if they lose to the Browns, then really there's no big threat. Because if I had to say a big threat in the playoffs, if I had to give you like top 3, I would say Ravens, Chargers, Seahawks. And that's about it. If I have to give you a top 3 scariest team in the playoffs. But if the Ravens don't make it, then really there's nothing to be afraid of. But who do you guys think can beat the Saints in New Orleans in the NFC, and who do you think the Saints would lose to in the Super Bowl? between what team that can make the playoffs still or is in the playoffs. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share it, spread, and subscribe to me for more videos like this one. This is TGTV Tank Mode. Signing off.